You know, I've sit here and I've done TFL topics 12, 13 years now. On Saturday night, I felt like I was being drawn back to the very beginning again. When I wrote TFL on paper was a couple years before it ever came online. Before I ever talked about it openly to public. The name that I gave, not knowing at that time, because I was just starting to research, what was actually going on. But to put it in a nutshell, I think what I'm going to do here is, because of recent events reminding me of going back that far, and me having to remind people to use what's in their head, their brain, because they seem to have forgotten how to use that part of their body, their brain. To be able to understand that we all grew up in the same world, and we're on a timeline, whatever, right? We all grew up. So I don't care what generation you're from, you grew up in the same world that I grew up in. You went to the same type of schooling that I went to. And of course things have gotten worse and changed, right, along the way. And since the day you was born, you've been programmed into your beliefs and thoughts. And TFL, these men were just like any other man. They grew up. They didn't ask for who their parents was. They had nothing to do with who their parents was. You have no say-so in that. So you go to school like everybody else. Puberty sets in like everybody else. They start looking at their opposite gender sexually like everybody else. They become interested like everybody else. And they want a mate too. Okay? Now, one time, here not so long ago in the future, 90% of our population was paired up. There was a very small percentage of men who didn't have a woman, or a woman who wasn't with a man. That was just a small percentage of the population. 90% of it was paired up. You didn't have really big issues going on. It's not that way no more. It hasn't been that way in a while because every single thing to do with the dating arena has been flipped upside down on its head. And it didn't happen overnight. It started years and years ago. And now we have millions of men all over the world that can't even get a female in their life. So let's take a look at why you can't get a female in your life. I have an undesirable female I want to introduce you to. That's right, she's undesirable. She's exactly what she preaches. She's undesirable. And we're going to go through this video and look at this undesirable female. And we're going to break it down and we're going to do unto her that she does unto us. Because after all, it's not superficial, right? After all, it is do unto one as you want done unto one yourself. Of course it is. When you can do to others, whatever you can do to another person and you enjoy doing, also can be done to you because this is acceptable behavior. Okay? It says it always should be. You do unto one as you want done unto yourself. So let's go ahead and practice that in this video and watch out.
Hi, it's Randy again. So I'm going to switch gears here and talk about dating. So I went to a meetup last night. The meetup is a group I'd never gone with before. I belong to a lot of them. They tend to meet far away, and they happen to be going to Detroit, which was close to me, to one of the casinos. to the lounge where there was live music and dinner. They were going to go to dinner. So I just hopped on right in the morning, said I was going to go, showed up there, and met a couple ladies right away that I connected with. She was one of them. She was real pretty, and she was, I think, a little bit older than myself, retired, and we hit it off. What was really funny is that as the, men with the group were arriving, she was rolling her eyes, and she was like, making all these faces to me, and it was really funny. I hadn't said anything. I totally know not to expect anything of these meetups, of the caliber of men that show up there. So, she was like, oh my God, like, look at him. Oh, doesn't he look like this actor from like the 70s that was a nerd on such and such show and whatever. I'm like, I don't know, this is how it is. I never expect anything different. There's never any good looking guys that show up at these things, and they're usually like, so much older than the women that show up, and they're just, yucky. They're people that you barely want to even have a conversation with, let alone would never ever consider like dating, and you don't look at them in a romantic way whatsoever. So her and I hung out, and let's see, so we went to dinner, and two of the men came to dinner, and they're pretty detestable, and we had to sit in a booth, and the way that we sat was like two men sat together, and then a woman on the end, and then three women on the other side of the booth. And one of the men was actually like complaining, like saying, what is this, girls and against boys, and like complaining that he was actually sitting by another man in the booth, like, almost forcing us or making us feel bad, like this was some kind of imposition on him, and that two men shouldn't be sitting together, there should be a lady in between them. And it's like, oh my God, it's like, no, nobody really wants to sit by you guys. And we would have never thought that was an issue if the guy hadn't brought it up. It's like, no, you're not making us feel bad because you're sitting next to, the man, and, a woman's not in between you, whatever. So, then after dinner, there was this band, and they were pretty good. They were playing like late 70s, early 80s, dance, kind of disco and early rap type, music, fun to dance to stuff. And so we're dancing, and there was probably equal amount of men to women, which is usually unusual. Usually there's more women, but there was about a group of maybe 18 or so. It was like half and half. All the guys were dancing, and so when the women were out there dancing, almost all the guys were out there dancing too. So apparently they probably joined the meetup and went to this one because they knew it was going to be live music, and they are the type that dances. I mean, nothing against dancing. I like to dance as much as the next woman, but I don't like to dance fast with men. I mean, usually they're not good dancers anyway. And when I think of dancing, I always think of dancing with women. when I think of slow dancing, yes, of course, I'd love to dance slow with a man that I liked, but not one that I don't even want to sit by at a restaurant, let alone have him touching my waist or anything and breathing down my neck. I mean, so yeah, I do like to dance, but if a guy asks me, do I like dancing, I would say no, because I know what he means. He means, do I want to go dancing with him? Or maybe this is something we have in common. No, we don't have that in common, because I don't want to dance. I don't dance with guys, right? And you dance out there by yourself anyway. You don't really dance with people when you're dancing fast. So I don't even get what they're talking about. Slow dancing, yeah, but no. I mean, I only want to dance with somebody slow that I want to be close to. So pretty much no. So anyway, it was funny because you're out there dancing, right? And there's all these women. I mean, like, at least, 4 or 5 were really, nice looking women, really well put together, really dressed well, out there dancing, and then these guys dancing with us. And it just reminded me of like high school, because they're playing, the music from high school. And then it reminded me of like a dance where all the girls would be out there dancing, a high school dance. The girls would be out there dancing, and the guys that would dance at a dance were like the nerds or gay guys. That's what guys will be out there dancing. But the guys that you like, your boyfriend or your boyfriend and his friends and the football team, they're not dancing. They are sitting down. They're talking. They're sitting waiting for you to come back to the table to them, because they don't usually get out there and dance. Now, sure, later on when they're wasted and drunk, these athletes, these jocks, these type of guys that I would call the, cool guys, the cute guys, I'm not saying they never dance, but they don't tend to say that dancing is one of the things, that they really like, that's one of their top priorities. They just love to go out there and dance, right? So they're the type I like, is a guy that doesn't really dance. And actually there was one kind of decent guy there, and he wasn't dancing. I mean, he was the one that I would have preferred to talk to out of anyone. Excuse me, I did talk to him for a second, but these other guys that were out there dancing, it was just like, what is wrong with this picture? There's these women dancing with these nerds, and they were just in their glory, these men. Oh my gosh, they just had a great time. And then the women are just kind of rolling their eyes, okay, yeah, this is fun. I'm glad you're having a good time. You're sweating away, how great this was, that you guys had a good time, Not that we didn't have a good time, but I told this lady, you don't ever expect to meet anybody at a meetup, not a guy. You go there to meet women and for something to do that night. If you have nothing else to do, you want to go out, meet new people, be out and about. You don't go there because you think you're going to meet any man, because you never do. So anyway, I did get a phone number, and it was the ladies. We exchanged phone numbers, so maybe I have a new buddy. But it is a female. And yeah, it was like Revenge of the Nerds or something last night. Alright, thanks for listening. Hey, it's me. So I guess I put out the right energy the other day by making the video about men not wanting to date, because I got a date within an hour and a half, and I like it that way. Hi, it's Randy. So, I debated for a long time on whether to do the video that I did yesterday, I had actually been collecting some photos of some of the, shall we say, most interesting men who had messaged me on the dating site.
Oh, Randy, I just want to say something about you. It's funny. Randy, huh? I don't know if the Macho Man would be too happy with you running around using a male's name when you're an undesirable woman.
I've been collecting those for maybe just about 2 months or so, and when I would show my friends, a lot of them thought it was really funny. I actually don't think it's funny at all. I think it's sad and it's humiliating. I know that a lot of men don't understand why a woman would be humiliated to get proposals or messages or invitations from men who were interested in them, no matter what those men looked like. That the expectation is that the woman should feel complimented no matter what the man looks like, because you know, after all, someone is giving the woman validation and interest, and no one should shun that. But as we women all know, when men like the ones, the pictures that I posted yesterday, when those kind of men approach us, it makes many of us feel very bad. It makes us feel pretty worthless. It makes us feel like if they are approaching us, then they think that we are on that same level. And yes, you can call me as superficial as you want to call it. You can say whatever you want about how superficial I am. I am just merely telling the truth, and I am telling a truth that many, many women just, they believe and they feel in their hearts, and a lot of them are too ashamed or in denial to admit it. Now, those of you who will admit it, many of you thought that the video that I posted was funny, and you know, it is funny, it is sad, and most of all,
See, it is funny to collect pictures of men and put them down. Yes, because you're undesirable. Because it's never been about looks, right? It's never been about looks, remember? Ain't that right? Ain't that right, normies? It's never been about looks.
me, it's humiliating. Yes, I know these men exist, and no, I have no hatred toward them. I'm sure they are nice guys. Many of them, I'm sure, could be great companions to someone. But unfortunately, when you are dating, you are not just thinking about being a friend, a companion. You are thinking about more of a romantic, chemical connection, and with the expectation that you are going to have sex with this person. Many women can immediately tell that this is or is not a person that we would ever think that we would possibly have sex with. So what would be the point? Because in relationships, is that not what all men expect and want eventually? Otherwise, why would...
I love it. All men, like as if women wouldn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I could fall out of my chair laughing at that one. As if women wouldn't, right? When she's just as guilty as every man out there for what she's saying. She sure the hell is. Don't even listen to her right here, because all that nonsense is just pulling right out of her mouth.
they be on a dating site? Why would they want to get with a woman? None of these men want to be friends. They want to eventually have sex, which is fine. But now that we understand that, we have to know that when we see their photos, we judge very, very quickly whether this is...
You're sure right. 1 to 5 seconds, you've judged very, very quickly. Like we don't know that. Welcome to TFL.
a person that we would ever have sex with, okay? And then if we judge that,
Well, you wouldn't even not just have sex with him, you wouldn't even be around him. Listen to her closely. She wouldn't even acknowledge you. She wouldn't want anything to do with you. She wouldn't even be your friend. The foundation of a relationship, and she wouldn't even be that. That's because she has no idea what she's doing. Oh, she thinks she does because she's been brainwashed her whole life.
this is a person we would possibly have sex with, it still doesn't mean we ever would. It still doesn't mean that after we met in person that we would ever feel that way. But more times than not, you can tell within 5 seconds of looking at someone's picture.
Oh, 1 to 5 seconds. Man, she matched it, didn't she? That's funny.
That this would never, ever, ever be a possibility that you would ever have sex with them, or let alone even hold hands. And it doesn't matter how much of a connection you have, what you have in common, how much money they have, what their car looks like, what their retirement fund looks like, how nice they are to you, how they treat you, what they buy you, what a good conversationalist they are. All that is great, but all that amounts to friendship. When you bring sex into the equation, now we are beyond friendship. So anything beyond friendship is very easy to tell that when somebody is a no. So most of the comments I got so far are from mostly women, and mostly positive, agreeing. A lot of thought it was funny. There was a few comments, and the most recent one is just basically saying what a horrible person I am, and that I'm, no better than garbage because I am putting these men's pictures up. Now, these men are never going to see my...
That's because you are garbage. You're promoting murder. You're promoting genocide. You're promoting the death of lots of people. You know better than Ted Bundy. You know better than any of the serial killers that's ever been out there. You really ain't. Margaret Sagner ain't got nothing on you, has she?
Video. I can pretty much guarantee it. And, I don't think I said that much horrible things about the men. I mean, the pictures speak for themselves.
Yeah, they sure do. Undesirable woman. I mean, that's what she is. She's actually an undesirable woman. And her picture speaks for itself. You'll see shortly.
Yes, people are laughing at the pictures. And you know what?
Yes, sickness is going on. Hurting other people is laughter. It's fun. It's fun hurting other people, destroying other people's lives, and denying it. It's just awesome, isn't it?
Are men on YouTube right now that are doing the same thing. They are putting up pictures and reading profiles, and they're even catfishing women to make YouTube videos.
Yes, there are men doing this. Yes, there are. And I will call them out too. Okay? It's all evil behavior. It's turning hurting and destroying lives into entertainment, right? For your own ego.
Talking about women that are that are past the wall, women that have the nerve to be in their 30s and, still wanting kids, and what their profiles say. And I didn't go into any of that. And I didn't go into names like some of the other male YouTubers have been doing recently. All I did was post the pictures that I had been collecting to basically show men that I was not exaggerating. And most men have the reaction that, the negative reaction that some of the male commenters have made.
No, they would act just like you would act when it's being done to you. And you're not going to like it. No. You don't like your own medicine. I know. That's why we're giving you your own medicine. Because you're the one dishing it out. That's right. You're the one dishing it out. You're the one going along with the NWO plan from programming and don't even know you are. You're old enough to know better, but you haven't educated yourself at all. You're going along with evil and don't even know you are.
On my video, they cannot accept that their looks are important because they cannot do anything about it.
Cannot accept the fact that nobody keeps their looks, and looks doesn't make you who you are. You just can't accept that fact, can you, gal? That nobody keeps their looks. You need to be put in a nursing home to live there for a few years so you can understand real life. At your age, you should be ashamed of yourself. What, you think you're some beauty? Well, don't worry, your time's coming, because this is the story of an undesirable woman who goes with a man's name. Macho Man would be very disappointed with you.
But you know what? Welcome to the effing club, guys. Because women can't do much about our looks either. We're born with it or we're not. No, we didn't do anything to be born with it.
Right, you're born with it or you're not, or you're not, or you're not.
Good genes or bad genes, we can take care of ourselves.
Good genes or bad genes, there we go. All based on looks. What are we hearing? We're hearing very evil. We're hearing somebody who has been brainwashed to the fullest and don't even know how wrong they actually are.
That's all we want. A lot of us have difficulty losing weight and always have our whole life, so that may not be a priority, or that may not be a possibility. Okay, but in the olden days, like back in the 80s, 70s, okay, it was well known that you picked a partner that was on your same level. That people...
Right, now catch this. See, this is all programming. This is social engineering. This is NWO. And you're going to say, no, it's not. It's biology. And you're going to throw Brief's law in it. You're going to throw all kinds of things in. You're going to throw the monkeys and man came from ape. And it just goes on and on and on and on, okay? And as much as I hate to burst the bubble of people, in reality, this is social engineering at its finest. This is NWO. Okay? What you're hearing is NWO. Okay, and I'm not going to go into the other stuff now for that, because that's for another show. Because that's a whole other topic that led to this behavior.
Went with others that were on their same looks level. There were studies done about it. Okay? So
yes, you got the propaganda studies about it. Yes, you did. It's called social engineering. It's called changing your perception. It's called changing your perception into believing something that's absolutely not true. In doing so will change your behavior. And that's exactly what's taken place.
Now things have changed. And how have things changed? Well, number one, women are admitting that men have hit a wall. They hit a wall when they're 32 or 40.
Oh, hell no. They hit a wall in high school as soon as their looks got in the way. Isn't that right? Or as soon as their defect got in the way. Isn't that right?
They hit the wall later than a woman. But when they hit it, they hit it. And a lot of them, it doesn't matter if they were young.
Now, see, she's trying to say you hit the wall. Okay, older than a woman. See how she flipped it upside down on its head to what's really going on? You know, actions speak louder than words. Actions tells the real truth. Okay? And when you pay attention to actions, you pay attention to what's going on in society, which is coming from actions. All goes against what she's running her mouth about.
We're still very, very unattractive. And many, many women would never date a man who's older. And many older women, the only men that they would be willing to have sex with, or I would say not just willing, but they would desire to have sex with, is a young man. And it is pretty embarrassing because we know there's no future. Now, with an older man and a woman in
Oh, it's pretty embarrassing because we know there's no future, right? Who cares about the future?
their 20s, that young woman might fall for the bait and actually ruin their life and take a future on with a man 20 years older.
Oh, but it's better to ruin society. Yeah, because that's what she's doing.
Most young men are not going to make a long-term commitment to an older woman who's 20, 25 years older than them. Okay, that's fine. But if we are really being honest, ladies and gentlemen, I seriously believe that women who are older, they are not attracted to men their own age. They want a man their own age. They want somebody who they're compatible with, and they want somebody their own age that they wish they were attracted to. And there are a few of
That they wish that they were in lust with. The tool. See, women don't like sex like men do. What is she talking about? Come on, guys. Get your heads out of you know what. This is all about lust. This is not about reality. This is about social engineering. It's done a wonderful job. Because what she's speaking about is all lust. That's what she's speaking about. She's talking about lust. And she don't even know she is. Okay? You know, and she's focused hard on them looks. And she's all about lust and looks. And I don't care who you are and how old you get. You're only going to get worse. Your looks are going to be no better. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. Your shit stinks just like everybody else. Excuse my language. Okay? You're no better than nobody else. And this gal should know better than that at her age, but she don't. Because she's been brainwashed so good.
them. Few and far between, but there are some. In general, women are attracted to younger men in their 30s, in their early 40s, in their late 20s, just like men are. Older men, okay? And
now, she's not lying about that. That part would be true. Okay? But it still doesn't make the behavior any less.
if we're talking about desire and sex, that's what we would desire too.
See, there you go. If we're talking about desire and sex. Did you hear this, guys? Okay? So for all of you non-sayers and people saying how it's only men, please take your head out of that spot it don't belong.
Hi, this is Randy. This is a slideshow of what the men over 50 look like on dating sites. So this first picture is one that I found on a man's profile who messaged me. For some reason, he thought that it would be attractive to put as his profile picture his feet getting worked on. Isn't that attractive? Yeah. That makes me want to date him.
Oh, shit. Look at this. Oh. Yep, can't hear you. Nope, we can't hear you. Nope, don't hear a thing. I hear nothing. See what happens when an undesirable woman opens her mouth? We don't hear anything. See, don't hear you. Yep. We can't help it. We just can't hear you right now.
This guy approached me on the dating site. What kind of hat is that called? if you look at his teeth, something's missing. Either it's missing or it's black. Yeah. Next picture.
There's something missing. Yep, oh, I know what's missing. Look at her head. Oh, that's right. She ain't got no brains. And we still can't hear you. No. Okay, guys, it's time to look for her thoughts. This is what we got to do. Let's start looking for her thoughts. And then we can use her thoughts on her.
This man seems to be really into beer and his muscles. As you can see, he looks to be about 5'5".
Up there she is. Come on, pick your thoughts that she has. She has lots of them, just like every human being. Oh, look at them wrinkles on her skin.
Hey, cowboy. Look at this guy. He's something real special. Look at that mustache. Now, how about him? Wouldn't you like to date him? What is that guy called? Uncle Fester? Yeah. Uncle
At least he's not a witch.
Fester with bug eyes. The classic bathroom shower pic. Well, at least he has his shirt on.
There we are again. Come on, it's time to pick the thoughts. Still can't hear you. No. That's because I'm programmed to not hear nonsense. Yep. But you're looking at a child.
Ooh. You're cute. Again, notice the absence of teeth and the absence of hair. Not goofy at all. Now, here's a winner. If you want to impress the women, take a picture of yourself with your eyes closed and your glasses halfway down your nose. Okay? That is very attractive. Oh.
Oh, there she is again, guys. So pick up the thoughts. Yeah, some deformity right there. See it? Yeah, oh, look, she has a little mole. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, that's undesirable. Looks like possibly another mole right here. With a little lighting issue, they're trying to light up the mole and they just missed it. Okay. Yep. Hiding the wrinkles under her scraggly gray hair, you know. And she got this big old ring on her finger and nice long nails. Yep. Covering up her wattage, her baggage right there. The sign of age setting in. That's right. That's what I see. An undesirable woman. Still can't hear you. No. Sorry. When a woman opens her mouth. Yep. Just can't hear. She's not worth hearing anyhow. We've been hearing you the whole video long.
Oh my gosh, look at him. Well, we have a tatted up old boomer here with some camo pants, a sleeve of tattoos, A long ponytail, another classic bathroom pick. And yeah, that's what he looks like.
Oh yes, it's the classic old hag. We have an old hag here, guys. Yep, trying to look all fancy with her sleeves on her shoulders. Yep, and the wrinkles from, well, not keeping her looks.
Ooh, how about him? Mm-hmm. Maybe for someone. Look at him, all the smiley faces he added to his picture. Um, this is a biker with a Daytona Beach biker sweatshirt. Some added smiley faces and eyes. A long, nasty beard. And some long, straggly gray hair.
Yep, this is an old hag with some long, straggly gray hair. Yep, it does look undesirable. Looks like it's full of itself.
Ooh, how about him?
Oh, we've already done him. So let's skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, we sure did. We got that in there twice and didn't catch it. Sorry, guys, that happens. We'll have a look at her again. Because she's the topic of the show anyhow, right here, right? She sure is. She's an example of why TFL exists, why genocide exists. Oh man, how'd they get in there three times? I'll be remaking this thing, huh? Didn't back itself up. Okay, got somebody different this time, don't we? Let's start here.
Looks like some license or eviction notice or something. Oh my God, he is one of the best. He does look like he is of, I'll say, low intelligence. We also noticed that...
Wow, talking about low intelligence. Wow. That's the pot calling the kettle black. That's the pot calling the kettle black all the way there. Time to talk about low intelligence, judging this person by their picture that they're low intelligence. Okay, don't worry. You've already proven you're low intelligence.
The hat he's wearing has been photoshopped because it's not real. It cuts into his face. So he decided to put a photoshopped hat on his head, maybe to improve his photo. And again, notice the teeth. What a cute.
And notice the teeth, yep. Notice the wrinkles, the getting out of shape, the age catching up to her. Notice the mole. And notice that she is low IQ, low intelligence. And she's helping evil with genocide. Notice that it's all about, well, what she's not keeping herself.
This guy looks like an average Joe. Again, big hole in his face where a tooth should be, bald, and an egghead. But, you know, if you don't mind this look, I'd say maybe for a 65 or a 75-year-old woman, you might be okay. Some people say this guy looked not too bad, but I kind of noticed the big mole on his eye, and it wasn't too appealing. Wow. Now, when you take a photo of yourself and you have glasses, it's okay if the glare on one side of your glasses is just blocked out. It doesn't matter because, after all, you're still smiling, right? Look at the teeth. Missing. What is the common theme of this? And do you have your eyes open or are they half shut again? Lack of hair. And this guy's second picture on his profile I needed to take because we wondered, what in the world is that? I mean, it's probably a knee, but why did he have to take his shirt off? And then why is his leg crossed up like that? I mean, it's very distasteful. It's alarming, actually. This picture is alarming. And then the last photo I have for you is this shorty. So he looks like a fun guy. He's probably about 5'2" from the looks of it. But he's a happy camper. Just looking for the love of his life. I hope I don't get in trouble here for posting some pictures, but these are photos off of a dating site. These are men that messaged me
And you wouldn't give the time of day. That's right. And let's go back a little bit. We want to take another look at her. There we go. We'll stop it here. Oh, look at here. Her eyes are half closed. Look, she's doing right here what she's accusing them of doing. I don't know why we have a picture of you with your eyes half closed. Huh? And look at the teeth. Yep. They could be fake. Yep. Like the rest of her. Fake. Okay. And look at the wrinkles. See, the age is catching up. And look at the mole. I mean, the poor guy with the mole. Look at that. Excuse me. Now, let's get real. Let's get real. The real truth of the story is what you just witnessed in her pickiness on guys throughout this video is what a whole big number of women are doing. She's not the only one doing this, believe me. And by far cry is she. This is an epidemic that's out of control. It comes from years of male shaming, male bashing, double standards, placing a woman in a spot she didn't belong, the model industry, the fashion industry, the pornography industry. It comes from a whole combination of things in life. Men not holding women accountable. Hollywood placing women in a spot they don't belong. Okay? Families, globalist, elite people using all of these tools to destroy the human mind, to change their perception, to give you false knowledge, to make you believe in things that ain't true, to steer you in a direction to where they could get people's morals and values and everything about them broke down. They spent decades and decades doing this. Okay, baby step at a time. Briefs law, where the woman's the one in control of everything. Literally everything. She owns and controls everything, and guys ain't even human in that law. There's just nothing more than usury. Usury. And we used that, wrote it into man came from the apes. Can any of you prove any of that? No, you can't. Well, but this says, and we act this way, and we all have animal instincts in us. Okay? So they said, huh? but you're somehow supposed to be the more smarter, right? The more intelligent, right? No, you're actually going ass backwards. Because there's no truth in any of it. It's all NWO. It's all brainwashing, filling your head full of lies. The lies are so deep and so many, and for so many hundreds of years back, I literally do not trust anything anymore. Because you almost can't trust the majority of the stuff you were taught. Because the majority of anything significant in life has been flipped upside down and you've been lied to. See, we're all human beings. We all grow up as kids. We all grow old. And we all lose our looks. Our looks are nothing more than a cover. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good looking you are. You're not going to stay good looking. You're going to lose your looks. And you're going to get old and live long enough, and one day you'll be in the nursing home. And you won't be good looking at all. And you're going to want people to care for you and people to respect you and talk to you. But you're going to live your life like this gal has and is. And expect all the people you've dumped on and shit on while you committed major genocide, helping to commit murder and genocide. You say, no, you're not. Yeah, you are. You women like this are putting high numbers of men to never have nobody in their life and saying there's nothing wrong with it. But if we turn the scenario around and we put high numbers of women like you have men in the same shoes, oh, you'd be furious. If we went with what's being pushed here, we can literally see the end of mankind. As mankind becomes extinct for being too stupid to be able to survive. It's just completely beside myself to figure out how she can think this way. We all go to the bathroom from the same places, so I guess you like sewage, huh? I know I'm getting a little disgusting now, but the reality is the reality. See, she thinks she's on a different level. She's even got a video where she talked about the categories. Okay? And some guy hitting on her that's not at her level. What's her level? Oh, that's right. Her level is human being. Her level is she's no better than anybody around her. That's her level. But she thinks her level's something else. She thinks her level puts her above other people. And that she's too good for certain people because she's too good looking, she's too this, she's too that. No. She's a complete idiot who fell for all the programming. That's what she is. And is out here practicing helping mankind to become extinct. Practicing genocide. And don't even know she is. She's carrying out the elite's agenda. And don't even know she is. All thanks to brainwashing and social engineering. So anyhow, that's about it for this video, but I wanted you to meet the undesirable woman. And I want you to go ahead and pick out all of her thoughts, and if you want to take and run with this and show her all of her thoughts, I don't care. She deserves to see all of her thoughts, okay? So make sure you point out every little flaw she has, because she's good at doing it to others. And no, I will not put a list of women's pictures up here and do what she done onto them women. Okay? Because what she done with the pictures of guys was totally wrong. She's no different than any other human being on the face of this earth. She just has a lot of years of social engineering and programming and brainwashing, and is not intelligent enough to figure out what's happened to her and how wrong she is, because she's actually the one with the low IQ.